Hello, Bible Club. I'm so happy to see you through the airwaves. I'm so sad that we are not able to meet in person in that art room and have fun stories and fun crafts and fun snacks, and just that I can't sit at those tables and color with you. It just makes me so sad I can't give you hugs, but I just want you to know that Pastor Edward and Miss Amy and I are all missing you and praying for you. I prayed for you all summer long, and just hoping so much that you're doing well. I'm really excited that you get to be back in school with your classmates and your teachers this week, and just know that we're all thinking about you so much and really just love you, each one of you. So, since it's Bible Club, we've got to learn about the Bible, right? This is my Bible I bought when I was in high school with my own money, and it's kind of falling apart a little bit, but it still works. And I just wanted to tell you, in the Bible, you may already know this. Do any of you know how many books are inside the big book of the Bible? How many little books are inside there? Can you take a guess? It's higher than 10, and it's lower than 80. It's 66. There are 66 different books, and the Bible is made up of the Old Testament books before Jesus was born and the New Testament books, which was after Jesus was born. Now, we're going to just take one book from the very first book of all 66. That first one, does anyone know what it was called? What it is called? Genesis. And Genesis means beginning, which makes sense, right? At the beginning of the book of the Bible, you got to talk about the beginning of the world. And the very last book we're also going to talk a little bit about, which is called the book of Revelation. That was the very last one at the very, very back of my Bible, Revelation. Well, in Genesis, which means the beginning, that's when God said, you know, here I am, and I want to make the world. I want to make earth. And so what he did, he just spoke, because you know God's muscles are huge. God's power, our brains can't even imagine how strong God is. So all he had to do to make something was to say words, or to sing. Maybe he sang the words. Now if we want to make something, what do? My daughter Margaret has been making, I think it's going to be my Christmas present from her, but I'm not sure. She's making a beautiful scarf for me to wear when it's all cold. Isn't that pretty? The pretty colors. So she's taking the yarn, and she's taking her crochet hook, and she's making it. And that's what we do when we can use our hands and make something. Well, God, he just used his voice. I wanted to show you, when my husband wants to make something, you know what he does for a living? He paints. So he takes his paintbrush. Let's see if I can find a paintbrush here. Oh, can you see that? This is the back of the painting. And he takes some paints, and what do you think he can do with that? He's so good. Don't worry, I'm not going to mess it up. He painted the ocean. We went to the ocean this summer. Did any of you guys get to go to the ocean to see the beach? Well, there it is. But when God makes something, he can just speak, and it comes into being. So God spoke, and he said, hello, light. And all of a sudden, there was light. And he said, I'm going to call the light part day and the dark part night. That's so good. There it was. And then he said, you know what? I'm going to make the sky. Hello, sky. There was the sky. Hello, sea. And there was the ocean. Oh, it's so good, he said. Then he said, I think we need some land. Hello, land. And out through the ocean came some cliffs and some mountains, just like our mountains, and some sandy beaches. Oh, yes, those are very good, God said. Then he said, how about some trees? Hello, trees. What will the trees look like? Here they came, growing and sprouting. There were the trees. Hello, plants. Hello, grass. Hello, flowers. God made some beautiful flowers. Look at my beautiful rose. Someone gave me that at my church. So pretty. He made beautiful flowers. And then he said, you are good. And of course they were. Look at that. There's the ocean coming, the mountains coming from the ocean. Hello, stars. There were the stars. Hello, sun. There's the big orb in the sky. Hello, moon. There was the moon. Round and around, whirling orange and purple and golden planets. You are all good, God said. And they were. Hello, birds. There came the birds. All the different kinds. Can you imagine how many kinds God made? He just thought them up, spoke the words, and there they were. Hello, fish. There come the fish. The whales, the sharks, everything in the ocean. "Hello, animals," and everyone came out to play. The earth was filled with noisy noises, growling. Can you hear my dog growling? Growling noises and snapping and snorting and happy kerschluffling. "You are all so good," God said, and they were. And then God saw all they had made and he loved them. Do you know God's heart is full of love? But what else did he want to make? He wanted to make people. He saved the best for last. From the beginning, he had a shining dream in his heart. He would make people to share in his forever happiness. They would be his children and the world would be their perfect, beautiful home. So he breathed life into Adam and Eve. Adam means man and Eve is woman. When they opened their eyes, the first thing they saw was God. And when God saw them, he was like a new daddy. "Oh, they're beautiful. They're very, very good," he said. "You're the most beautiful thing I've ever made." He loved them with all of his heart. And so the wonderful story began. But something happened. Remember this part, the terrible lie? There was a serpent in the garden. He was God's enemy. And he went up to Eve and he said, "Hey, Eve, God's not really good. He told you can't eat from this one tree called the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. He said you can't have that beautiful fruit, but look at that beautiful fruit, Eve." And Eve looked at the fruit on the tree and she said, "Well, it is really pretty. God doesn't want you to have that fruit because he knows if you taste it, you'll live forever and you'll be so happy. You'll be just like him. You'll be so smart." She looked at it. She took one down. And you know the thing. Once you're holding the chocolate chip cookie, isn't it hard not to take a bite of that chocolate chip cookie? It's hard for me. She's holding it. She's smelling it. And she said, "Well, maybe just one little bite. It's not a big piece of fruit. It's just okay." And she took a taste. It was really good. Eve said, "It is really tasty. Hey, Adam, come here. You want to try this fruit?" He's like, "Eve, God said not to eat from that tree. We can have any of the other fruit. We can have mangoes. We can have apples. We can have bananas over there. We can have anything we want. Why are you eating that fruit?" She said, "Well, it's really good. Just try it." She didn't want to be the only one that did that, did she? So Adam said, "Well, Eve, okay, fine. It does look tasty." It was really, really yummy. And he tried it. He said, "But Eve, we shouldn't have done that. Look we're naked." They didn't even know that they were naked yet, and they had to run and hide, and they got some leaves and put them on them, and they were hiding behind the bushes. Well, every single night, usually, it was like a night like tonight, just a beautiful evening. God would say, "Adam, Eve, come walk and talk with me." And they'd come running, and they'd all walk and talk in the garden. But that day, God said, "Adam, Eve, come walk and talk with me. Where are you?" And he didn't hear anything. Do you think God knew where they were? God knew. He knows everything. Even if we hide under our beds, he can see where we are. Even if we go hide in a dark, dark closet, he can see where we are. God can see us wherever we go. But he said, "Adam, Eve, come. Let's walk. Let's talk. Where are you hiding?" Well, sorry for my dog. She keeps growling. She doesn't like this part of the story either. Well, finally, they came out, peeking out with their shrubs on. And they said, "We're here, but we're not really wearing good clothes and we just felt ashamed." He said, "Who told you you're not wearing any clothes? Did you eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil? Did you?" And they said, "Adam, did you?" "Yes, but Eve gave it to me. She gave me that fruit." And then Eve, "Yes, but the serpent tempted me. He told me that I should do it and it would taste good." And God punished the serpent and he cast him out. And he said, "Eve, you're going to have a punishment too. Adam, you're going to have a punishment. You guys are going to have to leave the garden." It broke God's heart. And from now on, everything would start to unravel. Just like my daughter Margaret's scarf. She's worked so hard to make this beautiful scarf. But what's going to happen now to our world? It's going to start to unravel stitch by stitch. Can you see that coming apart? Unraveling until the whole scarf would practically come and just turn back into yarn. That's what our world is doing when we hear about wars and people fighting each other and people being hateful and not getting along well and hurting each other, and then illness and sickness. That's all part of the world unraveling. But God said one day he had to send them from the garden. But he said, one day I am going to make all this right again. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to stop the unraveling. Now in the book of Revelation, we have the end of this story. Now I'll show you. I have a really fun book that I used to read when I was a little girl, when I was like 6th grade. And this is a book. It's a really good story, and it has a start where it's kind of sad, and it has some chapters that are kind of happy. But you know what? Even in the worst chapter, where it looks like everything's going to go wrong and it's almost like the scarf unraveling, it's not the end, is it? There's still some pages left to read. And God's promise to us is that the very last page of the story of the world is going to be a good one. That it will end well. Because Jesus is the strongest. The same God that has the muscles to make the world just with his voice. He is going to come back to this world and he's going to say, okay, this world is unraveled, but those who love me, they're going to come and they will live with me forever. And he's actually going to bring heaven, which is perfect and amazing. He's going to kind of bring that down into earth. He will make all things new. That's the verse for us to memorize. I will make everything new. And that's at the very last book of the Bible, in the book of Revelation. Look what's going to happen to that serpent. Do you know what's going to happen to him? He's not going to be made new. The devil, the serpent who deceived them, that means he lied. Didn't he lie? He will be thrown into the lake of burning sulfur, into fire. And he will be tormented day and night forever and ever. He will have a punishment because he hates God. But all who love God will be made new. And that's what it says. He who is seated on the throne, named Jesus, said, I am making everything new. I am the Alpha and the Omega. I'm the A and I'm the Z. He's the Genesis and he's the Revelation. He's everything in between. And you know, there's another verse in here where he said, here I am. I'm standing at the door, because each one of us has been a little bit like Eve. We've made bad choices and we've said, I'm not going to listen to God's truth. I'm going to listen to the lies. I'm going to take the things that I shouldn't take and say words that I shouldn't say and hit my brother. And when we do that, we're acting kind of like Eve and saying, I'm not going to be close to God. Each one of us has made bad choices. But Jesus says, I want to make you new on the inside and take the dirt inside your heart and take it and wash it clean. And that's what Jesus did when he came to this earth as a person. When he was born at Christmas time and he grew up, he never made one bad choice. He never chose one bad thing. He always said yes to his Father. And when he died, he said, instead of you guys being punished, I'm going to take all your bad choices on my back. And I'm going to die with them on there and get rid of them for you. Take the punishment. Take the discipline for you. And then he came back to life. I've made it everything new. And he said, now if you believe that I did that for you, and let me knock on the door of your heart, and you open your door of your heart and say by your words, Jesus, yes, please come into my heart. I want you to live inside of me with your spirit that I can't see, but I want you to make me new. He will. This is a verse. It says, here I am, Jesus said. I'm standing at the door and knocking. If anyone hears my voice, oh, I didn't know that Jesus wanted to come into my heart. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, come in. I will come in. That's in Revelation 3, verse 20. Thank you for listening to that story. And now we can sing a song. Well, here I am with my dog, Darcy. And she doesn't quite know how to sing yet, but I'm going to try to teach you a song. Darcy, you try to learn too. Darcy, you try to learn too. Okay? Okay, look at she wants to. Okay, here's a new song for us. This is called Jesus Strong and Kind. And when we do strong, we'll do like this and kind. Okay?
Jesus said that if I thirst, I should come to him. No one else can satisfy. I should come If I am weak, I should come to Him. No one else can be my strength. I should come to Him. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. Jesus said that if I fear, I should come to Him. No one else can be my shield. I should come to Him. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. Jesus said, if I am lost, He will come to me. And He showed me on that cross, He will come to me. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. For the Lord is good and faithful. He will keep us day and night. We can always run to Jesus, Jesus strong and kind. Jesus strong and kind.
Good job, everybody. That's kind of fun to learn some sign language, isn't it? Well, I hope that you have a good week, and remember our verse for the week, which is, I am making everything new. Bye-bye. It was really cool. This is a story. Because it's Bible Club, we have to learn about the Bible, right? Whoops, throwing papers. We have to learn about the Bible, don't we? And so this week, I'll just kick them over.
Well, I'll redo it.
Okay.
Do that, Darcy. No. No. Bad dog. No. Bad doggy. No.
Okay, Margaret, ready?
Pop. No, stop eating.
Okay, Margaret, go.
No.
Ready? Push, start. It's been a long break, and I'm so sorry that we have. Oh, I'm sorry.